Hey, what's up everyone? I'm gonna go over the popular Sega Genesis game, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Sega mascot and rival to Nintendo's Mario. This is the 16-bit version of the game, not to be mistaken with the Sonic the Hedgehog 8-bit for the Sega Master System and Game Gear. For the record, I'll be playing my port on the Xbox Arcade. This game is a 16-bit 2D side-scroller. The game mechanics is most of the time a jump and run. Sonic's method of attacks are his rolling and jumping spinball. For the time being, this game is quite colorful. The game's main antagonist, Dr. Robotnik, as he's known in the States, aims to capture all the Chaos Emeralds. He captures animals and imprisons them inside robots to aid him for his quest for the Emeralds. Sonic, the fastest thing alive in this game, is also after the Emeralds, but his main goal is to save his animal friends. Pretty simple plot. Now, back in the days when I played this for the Sega Genesis, I read a comic where Sonic used to be a regular hedgehog and him and Robotnik used to be friends. For what I remember, Sonic was running in a treadmill while Robotnik was checking his speed. Sonic ran so fast that it turned his fur blue and it also burnt his shoes. Robotnik was the one who gave Sonic his trademark red shoes. Those shoes gave Sonic the ability to go faster than the speed of light. Now, I'm not sure if the comics were canon or it goes along with the game, but the reason I bring this up is because I want to give you a nostalgic feel of what it was like to play Sonic for the Genesis back in the day. I also remember from the comics that Robotnik became evil after an accident involving a machine. You see, the Doctor's goal was to get rid of evil in the planet, but he was missing a Chaos Emerald. Sonic would aid him to look for the emeralds, but no luck. Anyways, one day Sonic was hanging out and the Doctor was hungry. Sonic gave him an egg and a soda. The Doctor accidentally spilled soda on the machine and the negative energy zapped him. So yeah, Robotnik's appearance and personality also changed. The comics rebooted this story and I got to say, I love the backstory. It's not your basic good guy saves the world from a stereotypical villain. There was some actual chemistry in the backstory with Sonic and Robotnik. I also failed to mention from when Robotnik was good, his name was Dr. Kinnabor. And in case you haven't noticed the name, yeah. Anyways, I went off topic. Sonic travels 6 levels, each having 3 acts to stop Robotnik. While Sonic makes his way to stop Robotnik, there's many TV boxes that can aid Sonic. There's the 10 rings, which gives him 10 rings. You see, Sonic needs rings, without them he'll die if he makes contact with any danger like spikes, enemies, or projectiles. So consider rings a insurance for Sonic. 100 rings will grant Sonic a extra life. Another TV box grants Sonic a shield that looks like a force field, which protects him from danger. However, if he gets hit, he loses the shield, but he still keeps his rings. There's also the power sneakers you could get from the TV. This will increase Sonic's speed and alter the game's music to a faster pitch for a limited time. The last item from the TV is the invincibility. Basically, anything that touches Sonic gets destroyed. He's safe from touching spikes, but he could die from falls, getting crushed, and drowning. Anyways, the first stage is Green Hill Zone, which is the most iconic stage from the Sonic franchise. In fact, it makes cameos in other Sonic games and non-Sonic games as well. This stage is basically the casual way to learn the concept of the game. You have your checkerboard grounds and green grass, crazy loops to build momentum, and underground tunnels to travel to. Like, the stage alone has so much life to it. You can see flowers living lively in the back. There's parts where you could run through a waterfall. There's spikes in certain areas. The enemies, which are called badniks, are the mortar bugs. They resemble a mecha ladybug. The buzz bombers, which are robot hornets that shoot projectiles. The crab meat, which are crab-like badniks that also shoot projectiles from both sides. The choppers, which are piranha-type badniks. And the neutrons, which are chameleon-type badniks. So yeah, Green Hill has a lot of variety as far as environment and enemies. It's one of the most recurring levels of the series. Robotnik takes on you with the Egg Mobile H, which is a flying vehicle with a checkered wrecking ball. This boss is pretty easy to defeat. After defeating Robotnik, you will come across the capsule that has all the captured animals as with every other level. The next stage is Marble Zone. It's an ancient underground area that's flooded with lava pools. It also has some shifting islands that catch on fire and lots of traps that involve spikes. Compared to Green Hill Zone, this is more slow paced. The enemies in the area is a Bat Brain, which are bat robots. The Buzz Bombers make a return from Green Hill, and the Calicutors, which are Robo-Caterpillars. At the end of Act 3, Robotnik attacks while trying to burn the platform you're standing on fire. The third area is Spring Yard Zone. It's like a city with some pinball elements. Sonic is jumping off springs and bouncing off bumpers like a pinball machine. I usually refer to a casino themed stage, but no it's not. In later adaptation of Sonic games, there's usually a pinball themed stage. As far as enemies are concerned, the Buzz Bombers and Crab Meat Bandits make a return, as well as the Roller, which is an armadillo badnik that creeps up behind Sonic, and there's also Spikes, which is a hermit crab badnik. The boss in Spring Yard Zone has Robotnik in his egg mobile with a large spike underneath. Robotnik will not focus on attacking you, but mainly removing the platform and have you fall into a bottomless pit. However, when he removes the platform, he is now an open target to attack. The next area is Labyrinth Zone, better known as the water level, a submerged maze of ancient ruins. This place and other future water areas are well known in Sonic games, mainly because we learned that Sonic can't swim, so it's very important to set a foot on platforms and get some air before he drowns. You can hear some warning bells throughout to let you know that Sonic needs some air since he's holding his breath. He can either get air by jumping out of the water or gasping for air bubbles. If not, you will be welcomed with an unsettling sound. Oh my gosh, I swear I'm gonna get a heart attack just from hearing that sound. A countdown will begin for you to get some air. If not, Sonic will drown. The enemies in the area are the Uni Uni, which is a sea urchin urbanot, the Bora Robot, which is a bandnik that drills out of the ground, I believe it's supposed to be a mole-like bandnik, and Jaws, which is a shark-based bandnik in the Labyrinth Zone. After making your way through the 3 acts and trying to escape the rising water, you will face Robotnik. However, this doesn't really require attacking him, but follow him to exit the labyrinth. The next stage is Starlight Zone. The best way to describe this area is like a city under construction at night. There's loops and moving platforms. There's also 2 enemies in this stage, which is the Bombs and the Orbonaut. As far as the boss is concerned, Robotnik rides his mobile, dropping mines. However, the strategy to defeat him is using his own offense. Just by hitting him with his own mine by taking advantage of the empty seesaws could defeat Robotnik. The final section is Scrap Brain Zone. This is basically a metallic laboratory city with disappearing metal floors, buzzsaws, and grinding wheels. This place is out of control. There's rotating platforms and fire coming from the vents. After the second act, Robotnik sends you to an underground area, which is Labyrinth Zone 2.0. Everything you hated about that place is here and more hard. Don't believe me? There's less air bubbles and they take longer to appear. The enemies in the first 2 acts are the Calicillars, Bombs, and the Ball Hog. In the third act, we have the Bo Robots, Jaws, and the Unidasu. Once you get to the final part of the underground area, you will spring into the final zone. The final zone is more like a boss fight for the Scrap Brain Zone. Unfortunately, Sonic has no rings, so there's no room for mistaking his encounter with Robotnik. Robotnik produces 4 electric sparks that slowly moves towards Sonic's location. After Sonic avoids the sparks, there's 4 pistons that attempt to crush Sonic. And one of the pistons Robotnik will be in, the rest will be decoys. After clearing the final zone, the game goes to the ending sequence and credits. The ending sequence depends based on whether or not Sonic collected all the Chaos Emeralds from the special stages. Oh yeah, I never mentioned the special stages. The special stage is like an acid trip dimension with a maze to get the Chaos Emerald. There's many gimmicks that control the rotation of the maze. The emeralds is usually protected by flashing squares, but they could be removed just by making contact. To get to the special stage, you need a minimum of 50 rings before exiting the acts in most of the zones, and there will be a giant ring to warp to. Alright, that's pretty much it for the gameplay. I'll wrap up the video once I go over the music. I gotta say, the music in this game is awesome. Honestly, all the music in this game is very memorable and awesome. I don't know which track is my favorite. All the music is good. Green Hills Zone is memorable and everything about the composition is great. And it fits the level and the obstacles that Sonic come across. Marble Zone grew on me, but this part is my favorite. In Spring Yard Zone, I like the bells in the end of the loop. And also, it goes the same for Labyrinth Zone. The end of the loop is my favorite part. Starlight Zone is great, everything about it is good, but here's my favorite part. Scrap Brain Zone is my least favorite, but I still like it since we're reaching Robotnik. But you know what I like least than Scrap Brain Zone? Yeah, I hate that sound. The special stage music is great. It fits the area since it looks like a dream. Just slow and trippy. In the end of the day, Sonic has great music, and this is something that the sequels also follow. Well, that's all for Sonic the Hedgehog. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like the video if you like it. Comment on your thoughts on the Sonic games and so on. Make sure to hit the bell for notifications because I upload constantly. And make sure to subscribe for more content. I am out. Peace.